All right, yesterday we're learning about the great authors of the Talmud. And as we said so many times, that these people are holy, super holy people. And even the latter of them had the power, called the Tanaim, they had the power to raise the dead. There are even stories about the some Amoraim also that had the power to raise the dead. So not that raising the dead is some sort of a big accomplishment, but on the other hand, I can't do it. And it says that the life is in the hands of God. So God will only enliven someone if there was for some sort of a good reason. So these people had actually the power to draw life. Their prayers were answered. Okay, but main thing over here we're talking about is the Torah. How to keep the Torah, how to keep the Judaism, how to keep the world in order and yourself in order, and to act properly in the world, what attitudes you should have in the world, what paradigms you should have in order to perfect the world according to the Torah. So yesterday we learned that there was a pair. Here let's just look at briefly yesterday. Yeshua ben Parachia and Nitai Ha'arbeli. Right? So they received from the two partners that were before them. The two. One of them, it says, was the Nasi. He was like the leader of the Jews. And the other one was the Av Beit Din. He was the head of the Sanhedrin. So that was Yeshua ben Parachia and Nitar Arbeli. We learned yesterday, remember, Yeshua ben Parachia said, you want to have an orderly, proper life, make for yourself a rabbi. In other words, someone that's bigger than you, greater than you, that you can ask him for advice and what to do. Kana l'chachaver, you should even pay money to have a friend, someone who's on your equal. But you should even expend money to have a friend, right? In other words, be a friend, and then you'll make friends. They'll be done to call Adam, and even people that are lower than you, you should judge everyone favorably. Remember, that's what we learned yesterday. Let's do today's. The second part of that partnership was Nitai Ha'arbeli. And Nitai Ha'arbeli said three things. Keep away from bad neighbors. Don't join up with evil people. And do not give up from retribution. Now, there's a lot of different meanings for this giving up the retribution, but let's have a look. It implies a lot of things. Don't come too close to evil people. There's one type of love and friendship that you should have to honorable people, like we learned just before, to a rabbi, to a teacher. You should judge everyone favorably, but that's only if you don't know that the person is not a good person. As soon as you know for sure that this person is a negative person, then keep away from him, even if he's your next door neighbor. It says so that you shouldn't learn from what he does. We already explained in the previous, says this is the Rambam, that a person should learn, that people learn from one another. They're impressed by one another, and especially people, they don't want to be laughed at or ostracized from the community. So the tendency of people is to sort of, keep a low profile, to get along with people. By means of doing that, you'll be influenced by them. So if you're by bad people, you become bad. So therefore it says, if a person sins or you see someone sinning, don't be sure to say that God won't get punishment for this person, only in the world to come. It says, Al tityaesh, don't, in this case, give up and say that this person does bad, but maybe he won't get punished. Here we see that bad people, they become presidents and they become big, important people. They have money, they have power. It says, don't worry about it. In the end, it's not going to be so good. Rabbi Badya Bartanura says, keep away from a bad neighbor. Again, because you'll learn from his deeds. You want to get along with your neighbors, right? So if you have your next door neighbor happens to be somebody from the mafia or something like that, and he says, "Hi, how you doing, Rabbi? How are you?" Right? So you can say hello to him, but don't get too close to him. Keep as far from him as you can, because when he falls, you'll fall with him. Oil Russia, oil Shechena, like it says, woe to the evil person, woe to his neighbor. So that's just keep away from a bad neighbor and also from a evil person. Keep away from him. Al tityash me apranios pur anos. I'm sorry, pronounce it wrong. Le pur anus. Oui, pur anus. Puranut, if you want to. It says, what does it mean? You don't say that this evil person, this is the Bartanua, his deeds are successful. Maybe I'll join him because you see that it's a successful time for him, right? So I'll jump on the bandwagon. Therefore, it says, don't worry about it. He's going to get punished one day. And if you join up with him, so quickly it's going to come upon him something bad and on you also. Right? A lot of times we see evil people, they succeed fantastically, but in the end, their life is really not a life. Another meaning is, lo titesh mi apranios, means don't be worried all the time that maybe you're going to get punished. If you worry too much, you do whatever you can to be good. And don't worry that you're going to get punished for everything. That's like the whole basis of this terrible, Christianity, basically. They're always worried about they're going to go to hell and if they don't do this. And so they're always worried they're going to get punished and people are evil unless they believe in a certain way. That's not so. People are not evil intrinsically. But on the other hand, don't be trusting that you can do whatever you want to and you won't get punished. Like Haman did. Haman was certain that what was going to happen. And all of a sudden, a call turned around on him. And that's what it means, don't give up Pirachayim. So sometimes when you're among evil people, so you think to yourself, well, maybe, God just doesn't exist and maybe there is no good or bad, or I'll just join with these people. So don't do it. Don't join with evil people. Even though that's the Rambam, he writes that if you happen to be among people that are bad and you try to reprove them and they don't improve, that you should move your house, move to a different place. Don't stay around these people. You have to keep away from people. And this is the advice of Nitayar Bailey. You have to be nice to everyone. You have to judge everyone positively. You have to try to make friends, even to buy friends, but you have to be sure that they are positive people. That's today's lesson. God bless you all. See you tomorrow at 8:15 tomorrow morning with Hasidus.